You can increase your brain capacity. You can improve your intelligence. You don't get dumber as you age if you take care of your health and you do this thing that I'm gonna tell you about today. However, the method that I'm going to talk about is sacred, so we need to dress appropriately. Give me 2 seconds. Before we get into the sacred method, let me tell you about how to think, how to approach this. See, you need to approach your brain as a muscle. How do you train a muscle? Well, you use it. You use it until you exhaust it, but not too much, because if you exhaust it too much, it will get damaged. It's the same with your brain. You have to use your brain in the many different manners that your brain can be used in until it gets a little bit exhausted, until that activity that you're doing, well, you're not going to perform as well, and then you repeat that a few times a week. The other part of this is to pick something that's fun. You see, the difference between badminton and football when it comes to health, from an exercise perspective, isn't big. I would say it's zero. It's just what muscles are you gonna activate and in what way will you move. But the important thing here is you're gonna move. It's the same thing with your brain. If you like doing mathematics, then go look up some integrals and do them, you fucking nerd. But if you want your brain training to be beautiful, artistic, historic, fantastic in every way possible, then listen closely. Start playing chess. The reason chess is the best brain training tool is because it trains so many aspects of your brain at the same time. You see, you could go learn a language, you could go and do short-term memory recall, those memory cards, you could go do that, but chess trains so much more than that. It trains so many more aspects, so it's gonna be more productive. With chess, you've also got an immense sense of achievement when you create something beautiful over the board. You're the only one responsible for that win, and your opponent is the only one responsible for that loss. You're the only one accountable, so each win is so much more satisfying. And do you know what happens when you're winning? Well, your dopamine starts to go sky high, and then doing brain training is going to become much easier. Now, with that said, I love chess, and I'd consider myself to be pretty good at it. So what I thought I would do to introduce you to the game, or if you like the game, then you're gonna love this video, I'm gonna do some puzzles, and you're gonna follow along. Let's do some puzzles. Okay, what do we have here? Well, this bishop is hanging because we've got 2 attackers and only 1 defender. So that's 1. I think we should take it, because I think mate is unstoppable if we take it. Isn't it? Is there a better move? Well, obviously that doesn't work. We'll take it. Sometimes puzzles are very simple. White to move. What do we have here? So we have our... Oh, we're white. Okay, we are white. Well, this one is fairly simple. See, we need to deflect this rook off of this square. So if we go... This one is surprisingly hard. This is only puzzle number 2. You go here, and then he has to take. If he moves the king, we take his rook, and then that's completely winning. If he takes with the rook, we promote to a queen, and that's winning. But that's a hard endgame. What do we have here? Well, that's just checkmate. Bam, that's checkmate. This is checkmate because all of these squares are blocked, so after we go here with the rook, the king has nowhere to go, and that's the definition of checkmate, isn't it? Black to move. Yeah, this is just checkmate because, again, you have the same concept. These pawns are blocking the escape route of the white king, so we just go here, and then... he does desperate stuff, he sacrifices everything. Okay, this is just mate again. We just go here. Now, this is mate. And this is a funny mate. This is what happens when you have very weak dark squares. So these are the dark squares, and they're all controlled by this queen over here. If we go here with the knight, that's check, and this king can't go here and here because this queen is controlling these 2 squares. So if the king were to go here, the queen would pick it up. So this is checkmate. Now this is also checkmate. Why the hell do we only have 2 concepts? We've either got back rank mate or diagonal queen battery mate. Checkmate. And by the way, you can always pause and try to solve these. Here we've got this, and then it's checkmate. Because we sack the queen. Same concept, the king can't go anywhere. And we've only got one defender of this square and we've got two attackers. So we do this, now the rook takes our queen, but we can take back with the rook and that's checkmate. Oh my god. Oh my god. So we've only got back rank mate and batteries. As you can see, we've got the same thing over here. Since the bishop is protecting the queen and we've only got one defender and the king has nowhere to go, this is checkmate. Now what do we have here? This, we can win the rook here, I believe. I believe that's the way to solve this. We go here with the knight, and then the only square, well, you can go there. But that doesn't matter. So if the king goes, the king can go to two squares if we give this check with this knight right here. The king can go here, in which we will have this. Wait, I'm just kidding. The king can't go here. The king can go here and here, my god. The king can go to these two squares and we've got a check over here. After we play this, if the king goes here, we could have played this. If the king went here, which it did, we can play this check and we can pick up this rook. Let's see here. So our king is very naked, but this king is also very naked. So what I'm seeing is this check. And if you go here, it's checkmate. My god, let's remove all of that. And you'd think that the king can escape this way, but it can't because this bishop is controlling these two squares, so it's just check. Oh yeah, I forgot this move. That's why I shouldn't be speeding too much. Now we've got this check. And that's mate in 2? Yeah, that's mate in 2. Because the rook blocks and then we take. Now here we've got another back rank mate. So we've got all of this clutter over here, and we've got a knight that's attacked. And some puzzles want you to think that they want your attention to be on the clutter. But you should always look at what's happening, what's important, and the only thing that's important is this diagonal and the queen. The intersection between the rook and the queen and this vulnerable king. So, we only have to play this, and then we take the rook again. The earlier puzzles showed us the same concept. Now here, this pawn is hanging. And I'm thinking that that is the best move. Because if we look here, if we just calculate, yeah, we have, see here you can be deterred. Maybe this is the correct move if we see that this doesn't work. But, in general, if there's checkmate, you shouldn't care about material. This bishop is hanging, but that doesn't mean that we need to take it. Maybe there's a better move. So let's see here. This entire diagonal is taken by this bishop, and we have this check right here after we take the pawn. So, let's take the pawn. We take the pawn, and then the king can't go to any of these squares. It can only go over here, right? And then this will be checkmate, right? So now we've calculated that there's a checkmate after we take this pawn. Which means that this move is better than this move. So let's play it. Oh, I missed that. Interesting. But that's not a problem because we can just take here. And now the queen is hanging, but we don't take with the bishop. We don't take with the bishop. If the queen was defended, if the rook was over here, we would take with the bishop. Because taking with the queen would lose us our queen. But in this case, this is checkmate. Let's do 3 more puzzles. I think that's enough. What do we have here? So this pawn is threatening to promote in 2 moves. But the c-file is very open, and the king is on the c-file, and it doesn't have many squares to go to. After we play this check, let's remove everything. After we play this check, The king can't go over here because it's guarded by the pawn. It can't go, obviously the rook is and the pawn are looking at this square. It can go over here, right? It can go over here. But in that case, this is checkmate because the king can't go anywhere else after we play this. And if it goes here, this is, oh my god. And after this check, if the king goes to d4, then this is checkmate because the king can't go anywhere on this file because this rook is over here, taking up the whole entire file. So we're gonna play this and we're gonna play this. Perfect. What do we have here? This move wins material. We've got a bishop here, and this bishop is worth less than this rook, right? If we play this move right here, we will attack the queen, and the queen is worth a lot more than the bishop. The queen will have to move, but the queen was blocking the bishop's path to the rook. So when the queen moves, we will be able to take the rook. And in this case, nothing can really recapture this rook, so we will just win a rook. Let's play it. Bam. And now they like to throw this in, as if, oh, you blundered your queen. Queen. But you just take back. Now our last puzzle. Let's see here. Now, this one is fairly simple, if I'm not mistaken. This rook is very strong, and this queen's position is also very strong. We've got this check right here, and we've got a rook looking at all of these squares. So what I'm thinking is if we go check, nothing can really block this path. We don't have a rook that can slide in, we're controlling all of that. So if we play this check, since the rook is here defending this square, we can go here. Then after this check, no one's defending this square, so this is checkmate. This is very addictive. So let's do one more. This should be the move. Because after check, the rook has to block, and then we take this pawn. The bishop can block, but then we take the bishop. And then when the king goes here, after we take the bishop, or maybe you don't play bishop e3, maybe you just go king here, then we take the rook with our queen. So let me demonstrate. Bam, and then bam, and then yes, this move, bam, and then bam. Perfect. Hope you enjoyed this. That color choked the shit out of me, but I did it for the video. There are a few more things you need to do if you want to max your intelligence out completely, and that is dopamine detox together with meditation to not stimulate your brain as much, to learn how to not stimulate your brain in your daily life, because meditation carries over to everything else that you do. You've got nutrition. Now I have several videos covering the aforementioned things that you should do to max your intelligence, but I'm gonna give you a quick summary of the videos that I recommend. So I have a video called Your Brain is Messed Up, How to Fix It, and there I recommend, of course, dopamine detoxing, which is, well, you don't watch porn, you don't watch too much YouTube, unproductive YouTube, you don't stimulate your brain with things. You, instead of, you know, watching a movie, you go out for a walk, because a walk is much more healthy for your brain and everything else. I do go into meditation in that video, but if you want a meditation guide, if you want a lot of information about meditation and what it does to you, watch You Cannot Afford to Not Do This. Lastly, I believe I've got a playlist called Diet, or Diet Videos, something like that. Just watch the videos on that playlist. I mean, if you watch those videos, you'll be ahead of 99.99% of people when it comes to nutrition. You'll be able to crush anybody when it comes to anything nutrition related, because the videos are very packed. And some of them are very old, some of them, well, I'll speak very slowly in those videos because I wasn't very adept at speaking in front of a camera. If you feel like these videos actually contribute something to you and you'd like other people to see them, then like the video and share the video so that we can push this video out on YouTube more, because the more likes this video gets, the more YouTube is gonna recommend it to other people. With that said, go and achieve excellent health. I know you can do it.